not doing anything.
Hi friends, my name is Allie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a Q&A with all of your questions that you sent over via Instagram. I'm gonna pull them up and I cannot wait to go through them with you. So grab a snack, grab a cup of tea, and let's get into it. Okay, first of all, I'm putting my favorite question right here. First question is, what is my advice to writers who are first beginning? The best thing you can do is read all of the work you can get your hands on. Let it be from a bunch of different genres. Read fiction, nonfiction, read poetry, read science fiction. Try and expand your horizons, and you'll know what kinds of things you may want to write and the kinds of things you wouldn't want to write, or the work that excites you and brings you a lot of joy and inspiration, and the work that maybe bores you or is frustrating or hard for you, or maybe that you struggle with. I think you'll be able to have a really firm foundation in writing if you know what areas of reading maybe are your strengths and your weaknesses. Read what you can, borrow from a friend, and really get a firm foundation in what you like to read and what you might like to write. The next question is, what is my source of inspiration for my writing? They're so beautiful. Thank you. My source of inspiration is my family, first and foremost, my husband and my children. And outside of that, my relationships with my friends, with my family. I find myself very connected to nature and the world around me. So sometimes that looks like wind and the trees and the sun and the rain, and sometimes that looks like Manhattan, and that looks like busy streets and lots of cars honking and noise and chaos. So it depends what my setting and my surroundings look like, but I am generally inspired and pull from my life. I think, as we all should. Poetry should be honest, should come from your heart, and should come from your own personal lived experiences. So I try to keep that in mind when writing, that it should be personal and it should be a reflection of me and not something made up. It shouldn't be fiction, because then otherwise it wouldn't be truthful, and I don't think people can connect to work, especially poetry, if it's not honest. Next question, can I get some important writing tips? Here's what I'll say. Writing is such a vast spectrum, and it really depends what genre you're writing in. For me, the most important writing tips I can give you are things I've already told you. Be honest, write with your heart, tell important, honest, truthful stories, something that you have personally lived through, whether that is a joyful moment, whether that is traumatic, whether that is painful, whether maybe it's loss or it's a celebration. If you're sharing work that matters to you and speaks to you and speaks to your heart, it will be relatable to other people. And when you share that work, it's vulnerable, it's meaningful. Aside from similes and metaphors, that's important, of course, but for poetry specifically, to tell an honest story is why we're here. And so if that's the genre you're looking to get into, that is my biggest tip to you. Okay, next question is, tell us about where you grew up. So I grew up in a really small town in Pennsylvania, and we didn't have a lot to do, so we made our own fun. And that looked different depending on what age I was, but I liked growing up in the suburbs. We had a lot of extracurricular activities in school, and I made a lot of really wonderful friends, people I'm still friends with today, and I think that says a lot. Next question is advice for publication.
This is a loaded question.
It depends if you're looking to traditionally publish or if you're looking to self-publish. Traditional publishing requires typically for you to have a literary agent put together a sample of your work or a sample of the manuscript you are currently working on, typically between 20 to 40 poems, and put together a cover letter. And that is what you're going to email to agents. Now, don't cold email people. Look online, see what kind of work they represent, if they represent poetry at all, and look into the agency, see if the agency is currently accepting submissions. Really thoroughly research who you are emailing. You don't want to email 50 agents if you maybe pick 10 and those are the people you think would be very interested in your work, that's probably a good place to start. So get your cover letter, get your nice professionally worded email and your sample of your work and email that to a couple of people, and that's a really good place to start. However, you can also submit yourself to publishers if you would like. Most publishers have emails and have tabs on their website where you can submit yourself and get your books noticed that way too. But I do find that it is a bit easier if you have an agent. However, it can be done where you submit a publisher and they're very interested in your work. And would like to see more of your poetry or your writing in general. And if you're looking to self-publish, you can self-publish through Ingram Spark, you can self-publish through Amazon, and there are all sorts of avenues and tools online that can help you do that. There are lots of videos on how to edit, how to design a cover, how to get an ISBN number. These are all things you need to think about, as well as marketing. If you can find a cover artist, an interior artist, and an editor. Those aspects of self-publishing are the hardest, and I think it's important that you have someone professional who is able to look at your work from an outside point of view and tell you where you might need to make some changes, or can put together something really beautiful for you that might be outside of your skill set. If you are in need of an editor, I do offer editing services. You can find that on my website. Find an editor, a cover artist, and an interior designer when you are ready with your manuscript for self-publishing, and begin by submitting to literary agents or submitting to publishers with your final manuscript when it is all done and ready to go. Next question. Okay, the next question is, what was my favorite TV show throughout quarantine? Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like we've been in quarantine for the last 15 years, and I'm honestly embarrassed about the amount of TV that we've watched over quarantine. Let me think about this. Was Witcher over quarantine? Yes, it was! Witcher was over quarantine. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay, I'm gonna say Witcher because it was over quarantine.
Bridgerton.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget Bridgerton? Bridgerton. I don't know if that was my favorite, but it was really high up there because, you know, there were some pretty good scenes in that show, if I do say so myself. We watched again Dawson's Creek. We watched every single episode of every single season of Dawson's Creek, and it was fantastic. We also just recently restarted Vampire Diaries, and we are like on the last season of that, which is, you can never go wrong with Vampire Diaries. Girls, do you have any questions for me?
I think we didn't watch Dawson's Creek.
No, you.
I didn't think we watched it.
You didn't watch Dawson's
I
Creek.
think you.
Next question. How long is too long to chase a dream? And the answer is short and simple. Never. It's never, ever, 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 ever too long to chase a dream. I hope that I will be chasing dreams when I am 100. I hope I will be chasing dreams every single day for the rest of my life, because my dreams are what drive me. They are what push me forward, and I know for so many people they feel the same way. My creative aspirations are everything to me, and chasing dreams is why I wake up in the morning. And so I hope for whoever sent this in, you continue to chase your dreams, and this is your sign to keep doing that. Next question. If I could order one thing off the menu from the Cheesecake Factory right now, what would it be? Oh, did you have an answer?
Yeah.
What was your answer?
Cheesecake.
You would order cheesecake?
Yeah.
If I could order one thing to eat, like an entree off the menu, I would order the 4-cheese pasta. I feel like that's an obvious answer.
I think I want a 5-cheese pasta.
You want a 5-cheese pasta?
4-cheese pasta.
4-cheese pasta! Guys, thank you so much for being here and for watching this Q&A. If you would like to see more of them, please leave a comment down below and let me know, and I will record some more in the future. If you have questions that you sent over that I didn't get to, I'm so sorry. I try to keep these videos as short as possible, so leave them down below and I will get to them in the next video. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.